The room was full of perfume and camera flashes. Everyone kept turning their heads toward the front, like the air itself lived there. But near the back, a little girl in a cream dress sat alone. Her shoes didn't touch the floor. She kept swinging her feet, then stopping, like she was afraid the sound would make people look at her. On her wrist was a thin ribbon bracelet. It had been tied too tight. A woman in the next row leaned to her friend and whispered, "That's his daughter." The friend glanced and said, "Aw, cute," then turned back to the aisle. The music began. Guests stood. Phones rose like a wall. The little girl stood too, but no one made space for her. A shoulder blocked her view. Someone gently pushed her back into her chair without even looking at her face. She tried to smile anyway. At the front, the groom, her father, looked strong in his suit. When his eyes passed over the crowd, she lifted her hand a little, hoping he'd see her. He didn't. The officiant spoke about love, about starting a new life, about forever. The little girl's fingers tightened around something in her lap. A folded paper, soft at the edges from being held too long. When the bride stepped forward and the vows began, the room grew quiet. That's when the little girl stood up, not loud, not dramatic, just steady. A few heads turned, annoyed at first, like she was interrupting something important. She walked down the aisle, holding the folded paper with both hands. Someone reached out to stop her, but she slipped past gently. She reached the bride and tugged the fabric of her gown, just once. The bride paused mid-vow. The little girl whispered, "I made it, for you." The bride unfolded the paper. It was a drawing. 3 figures holding hands. A small one in the middle. Above them, me plus daddy plus you. And at the bottom, written in shaky letters, "Please don't forget me now." The room stopped breathing. The bride's eyes filled instantly. She lowered herself to the floor, right there in front of everyone, and pulled the little girl into her arms. "Oh, sweetheart," she whispered. "Never, not ever." Then the bride stood, still holding her hand, and looked at the father. "I'm not just marrying you," she said, voice trembling. "I'm choosing her too." The father's face changed, like something in him finally woke up. He stepped down, wrapped an arm around his daughter, and kissed her head slow, like he was trying to make up for a whole year in 1 second. And the room that had been so polished became real. Have you ever felt left out in a big moment? What happened? If you want more real short stories like this, subscribe. I post stories that hit the heart.